I might be a little loud.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. That's awesome, everyone.
Krista and John and Zach. Zach David Music.
I hope you guys are staying safe, not going too crazy.
Hello, Jackson.
Hey, Jackson. Let's see, who else? Is that it?
I think
Krista,
so. I have to read them
Jackson, David, or not David, Zach, John. John is back, which is exciting.
This. Krista had pizza. Is this what I'm reading?
Oh, I want pizza.
You just made pizza, though? We should make homemade pizza.
Can you guys hear us good? Hopefully you guys can.
Oh, man.
Oh, Noah Roberts. He's on.
I think we need pizza tonight.
Noah.
I think we need it. Yes?
Pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what we're going to get. Just to be honest with you guys.
We haven't eaten dinner yet.
No.
We got to go eat dinner.
You guys are probably all eating dinner right now while you're watching this.
That's smart. That's what we should do. Eat dinner while we have our life.
Or what we could do is like a food challenge where like you get a burger that's like this big and see if I can get it. See if I can eat it in like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
I'll pass on that one. Have fun.
You don't want to help? Or what we could do is like shotgun as many sodas as we can. What do you think? Diet.
We could do.
We shotgun as much Diet Coke as we can with Mentos. And we'll just see what happens.
No way.
Ooh, Emily.
But we can see how much soda we can chug in one sitting. Hello, Emily.
That should be the game for me. Ooh. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have a tarp here, and so I don't think I'm gonna do it. Peyton is on.
Not tonight, but we might need to do it.
Yeah.
In the near future. We have plenty of time ahead of us, right? Gosh.
Post comment how you guys have been doing. If you guys have been doing good, are you guys bored? Are you guys bummed that school's out? Are you happy that school's out? You know, we want to be able to.
Are you baking? What are you baking?
Oh, baking. We had chocolate chip cookies. I think we made 20 and we ate it in that night, like in like 10 minutes probably.
Yeah, they were
very bored. I'm sorry, Peyton. I think not everyone. If you guys are online or on, what do you need? You need a Google account to go on YouTube, right?
To comment. Yeah.
That's what, you know, John knew. We didn't know, but
yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can do a Google account, sign in, and if you do that, you're able to comment on there. Everyone looks like they're bored. Bored as a heck of doodle. And good, but super bored. Oh, Kaylani's on.
All right, it sounds like we need some entertainment.
Okay.
Well, don't worry. We do have some entertainment coming at you this week. So we got some things planned, some activities we are going to be doing together as a youth group. So I'm pretty excited for it. I don't even know Tim knows what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You know, I'm nodding my head and just saying, yeah.
All right. We'll find out if you know what I'm talking about later on tonight.
Maybe.
Well,
I probably just forgot.
We are happy. This song that we were just listening to is like my middle school jam at
Skillet.
youth group.
Do you guys listen to Skillet?
I feel like Skillet is so old school.
I didn't listen to Skillet.
Is that true?
No. I thought Skillet, I didn't know they were Christian. I thought it was just some screamo band.
You never heard like, I need a hero?
No.
That's what we were just
Velda's on. Ooh, I made a stew and chicken soup this weekend.
Oh, yum.
Ooh.
That's what we had soup. We had
potato soup. Potato soup. I love potato soup.
It was good. All right, we're going to be getting started today. We don't really have a game necessarily. It is a game.
It's a game.
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Would you rather is a game. So that's what we're going to kick off tonight with is a little would you rather.
Brendan.
Our first one is going to be, I think, pretty easy on what to decide.
So wait, what's the rules? They just comment what they would.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm going to ask, would you rather do this or would you rather do that? And then comment so we can know what you guys would want. And if you want to give a little reason why you choose that, we're all about that life. All right. So first one, here we go. Would you rather eat a whole cake or eat a tub of ice cream?
You guys comment too. I'm going to say mine.
What's yours?
Man, I'd do both, but
ice cream.
Everyone's saying ice cream.
Me too.
You know what? I'm going to be the rebel. I'm going to say cake. Yep.
Ooh.
I would rather eat
a tub of mint chip ice cream.
Ice cream cake. A whole ice cream cake. I would do that.
That wasn't the choice.
You said a cake is
True.
an ice cream cake
True.
considered a cake? I think so.
Look at, I don't
Ice
think
cream.
anyone else said cake.
No one
Okay,
else said cake.
so bottom line is when our youth group comes down, I'm writing it down. When
We'll
we
just
come
get-
back
we'll
and
get
have
them-
youth group here,
we'll
it's
get
an
them
ice cream
cake.
night.
Oh, I thought cake.
No,
No. Oh.
no, sorry. All right, would you rather? Here we go. Would you rather surf with sharks or parachute in the Grand Canyon? I'm all about parachuting, but I really want to
like
go
parachute,
parachuting.
like
skydiving.
skydiving.
in the
See,
Grand Canyon. That sounds awesome.
I don't want to. I don't want to skydive. I'm not a big skydive
Really?
person. What's the one where you just glide? Paragliding. I think it's
Yeah.
paragliding.
Yeah.
I would love to do that, but I'm gonna say surfing with sharks.
That's scary.
Not all.
Kaylani says Grand Canyon. No one else has an opinion on this,
But I've seen videos like you guys watch Shark Week. Hopefully you guys do. But that sharks don't. They have people filming and they're down like playing with these sharks and stuff. So they don't eat everyone.
all right, Jackson's with you.
Ooh, parachute because I can't be in deep water.
Don't blame me on that.
It would be scary not to know what's under you.
All right, this one's gross. Are you ready?
Okay.
Would you rather eat or drink all of your food from a baby bottle for the rest of your life, or wear visible diapers for the rest of your life?
Eat food through a baby bottle.
You know what that reminds me of is like those challenges we have at church where you blend up your food and have to chug
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like, no,
I feel like
I would rather wear diapers.
have we done that with the junior hires? That was Amazing
I don't
Race when we did it with McDonald's.
We have not personally, but that doesn't mean they haven't done it in the past. But
Comment if you guys
baby bottle,
you
oh
guys-
my goodness.
would eat just for fun or drink, I guess, like a Happy Meal blended in a blender. Would you drink that just
Ew.
for fun?
Tim. No one would.
I
But
bet you Noah.
why
I
I
bet
say
you Brendan
diapers?
might say that. Jackson, I could see doing it for sure.
True. Why I say diapers though is because it doesn't say you have to use the
Krista said
diapers.
yes. Kaylani says yes. Jacob says no.
Oh, Jacob, you're on my side at least. Someone's on my side. All right, here's a good one, and this is probably happening right now. No, hopefully not. Okay, would you rather lie to your parents or lie to your best friend?
Ooh.
Careful, your parents might be behind you, and your friends might be on this.
I mean, either's a sin. So
True.
neither.
Which one?
Parents.
Really?
I would probably say yeah.
I think I would say parents right now because I would rather lie to them than you. But in middle school, I think I would rather lie to my friend and not get in trouble by my parents.
Everyone's
I don't
saying
know.
it's kind of mixed. Parents,
Friends.
parents, friends, parents.
Whoops,
Lie
can
to
I
best
grammar?
friend.
I can grammar.
That one's kind of lame though. Not gonna lie.
Sorry. All right, here we go. Would you rather go 100 years into the future or 100 years into the past?
Past. Well, what year
Past?
is it? No. Future. If you went 100 years in the past, you'd be
I would
in
love to live in
20s.
1920s. The Roaring 20s. That'd be awesome. I
you
love
guys
the
probably,
past.
You guys are probably learning about the Great Depression. That was in the 1920s. I don't want to live through that. So
True.
I'm like,
But
that's
what's
the,
in the future?
That's
You
the,
don't know.
That's the only reason I'm saying future. If it wasn't for that,
Oh, look at all future. Past. Yes, Emily. Past for sure.
100 future. Is that a new rap name? 100 future.
That's kind of cool though. I like it. All right, Noah, you got a new rap name for us. All right. So, couple announcements.
John said no phone in past.
That'd be kind of nice.
I'd be fine. Yeah,
I'd be okay with not having a phone. But yeah, so we have a couple announcements. We have a little challenge coming at your way, and we will be sending it out via email and then on our Instagram page as well. But it's going to be a daily challenge of pictures. And so I'm not going to share them yet because then you guys can brainstorm. But each day, no, we'll send it all at once. You're going to get the whole week. So then each day you have a challenge of, I take a picture doing this, take a picture doing that, or
I remember
different
you
things like
telling
that.
me this.
Yeah,
I do
okay.
remember.
Well, good. I'm glad
Yeah.
you remember. So we're going to have a challenge coming out. You'll give you a little something, a little excitement in your next coming week. And then we are going to be posting the winner. So the best picture, the most creative picture, this is totally based on opinion, but is going to be posted on Instagram next week. So be looking out for that. We
Be
are
Insta
excited.
famous.
You will be Insta famous with our 100 and something followers.
I thought
don't
it was
know if we have
100.
that
I
many.
thought it was 104,000 followers.
Wow, there we go. All
Wow.
right, so we will have that, and then also we're staying like this for a while. Sounds like so we will be here on Thursday nights, and then the Zoom calls after. I have to say I'm liking Zoom calls though. I get to see all of your faces, and I don't know about how the boys is going. Boys is going. Ooh, that's a new word. But ours is going good, and I like seeing everyone's face. So it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, definitely. And this YouTube is actually, I'm really impressed with it. When we first did it, when was it, last week? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't realize that you can have a chat bar. So
yeah,
that's awesome to be able to do that. Because I always like seeing what you guys are saying, which I can read right now. Emily does photography for fun, so I enjoy that. I mean, I think they could see it too, right? So they can talk to each other. So
exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly. Velda just said, why don't you choose different categories for your pictures? Yes. Yeah, some of them will be, well, I can't give it away because
Do you even
guys
have the
know.
rules yet?
Yeah, I do have.
Oh, okay.
I Googled some.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have, yeah, there will be different categories each day. So some professional pictures might be like the winner. That's what we're looking for. And some might just be comedy.
If you win, Krista, then you'll be able to come to our house and mow our lawn for us. So.
Oh, wow. Boring.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tim's teaching for us tonight. He has another lesson. And we're going to go ahead and dive in. Are you ready for that?
Yeah. I mean, you're helping too, a little bit.
A little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pray for us, and then Tim can get started. God, we just thank you for tonight. Thank you for the students that are here and get to watch and still have some kind of communication. We are blessed to have technology to be able to do this. We just continue to pray for the health of our nation and our world, Lord, and that overall, most importantly, more people come to know you. More people realize your great plan and the exciting things that you have laid out for us. And in your name, we ask these things. Amen.
Amen. All right. So going into our message, and you guys could comment while we're doing this. But so I want you guys to think right now about the last time you had an argument. And there's probably some of you that have probably thinking like, oh, I had an argument a day ago or 2 days ago. You might think that I had an argument this morning with my parents or siblings. And then I'm guessing there's probably some of you that are like, I literally just had an argument with my parents or my siblings, and I'm getting off it right now. I'm grumpy, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm on here watching this live. And hopefully we can help you not be so grumpy. But going on from that, did you know that the average family argues about 49 minutes a day? And that's almost an hour. And you guys might think, well, yeah, that sounds about right. Or you guys might think like my family growing up, it was like more like 3 hours per day, like maybe even more. We just fought and fought and fought and fought. And going on, that's just with family, right? So we're not, if you add the time that you spend arguing with your friends, or the time that you spend arguing with your teachers, the time you spend arguing with your teammates, your coaches, there might not be many hours left in your day after arguing with so many people. And these arguments, sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. Sometimes they get made up, things go back to normal, and sometimes they don't. They don't get made up, and things change forever or for a long time. And though the reason for the fight or the outcome of the fight is different every single time, I think there's one thing that's common about when we have disagreements or we have arguments. And behind just about every argument that we've had or will have in the future, moving the table, there's this thought that I think is common in everything. And it's that I know better than you. And that's something tough to admit. I don't think many of us would willingly step up and shout out that, yeah, I definitely know better than, or am better than the last person I argued with. But deep down, we've thought it, or at least I have. And the arguments that I have in the past with my family, even now, the arguments I've had with Brooke, the arguments I've had at work is all centered around, I think I'm better. I know better. We should do it my way, and things like that. And so whether we realize it or not, I think most of the drama, the disagreements, or the major fallouts that we have in our relationships with others are influenced by the fact that we think we're better. Um, we think we're right. We think they're wrong. We think we know and they don't know. We're smart and they're not smart. And now, while you most likely will never say this out loud, you've definitely or certainly thought about it. And eventually, those thoughts motivate our actions. And they change the way, not only how we look at ourselves, but the way that we also look at other people around us. We believe that we're better or do better or are better. And eventually we start to feel like we deserve better or we deserve to have the highest better, basically. And so now, while maybe you think, and going on from this, where you might think that you deserve better, if you think you're the best sports player on your team, then and you deserve that you should be captain. But when the other kid becomes captain, you go to your coach and you argue about how you're better than this other person. Or you think that you're the best musician in your school band and that you deserve first chair. But that was given to someone else, and this makes you angry, and you get into arguments because of it. Or when you think you're better than a friend, than another girl or guy in your friend group. And so you deserve more of your friend's attention. So, like, let's say there's 3 friends. You think that this one friend isn't better than you. You're better than them, so you deserve more time with this other friend. And then you don't get that, and then you don't get that attention, and that's where drama starts to begin, and that's where arguments begin, or disagreements, or whatever it may be. And so none of this sounds great, right? Like no one would say, "Oh yeah, this sounds fun. Let's have this all the time." And even if we actually think, if we are actually better at something or know better than someone, thinking about it can affect the way we perceive ourselves and others. And I don't know about you, but it's hard for me sometimes to admit the way that I think about myself compared to other people sometimes. It's hard for me to acknowledge that a lot of the disagreements or the arguments that I have in relationship with friends and going on and on is because of me. It's my fault. It's because of the way I see myself as better than the other person in the equation. But I think it's important. This is important truth that everyone should know about themselves, because anytime that we feel like we're better than others, it reveals an issue within our own character. It shows us the way. Shows us something about the way that we see ourselves and others that isn't quite right. And I don't know about you guys, but that's something that I want to work on, that I want to fix, and I want to change. And I'm hoping that you guys can feel the same way as well. And so going on from here, some groups we've talked about the stories that Jesus spoke about while he was on earth. And these stories are called parables. And probably you guys can think of some parables. There's so many, but these parables have been worth repeating over and over for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And that's why we're talking about it now. And these parables, Jesus uses these like a mirror to show to his audience and to show them something new, or to show them something not so good about themselves and the way they think, and that the way they were living. And so the parable that we're going to be looking at today was written down by a follower of Jesus named Luke. And so you guys have your Bibles, or if you have your phones, I would suggest you guys to go to Luke chapter 14, verse 8 through 11. We'll be there in just a minute. But when Jesus shared this particular parable, he was at a dinner party, and he was that was being held by a really respected person within the community. And before they started eating, the guests carefully chose where they were going to sit at the dinner table. And so here's what's important to know about this time. In their culture, choosing a seat at the dinner table was really a big deal. The closer you sat to the host of the party, the more status you had. If these people got to sit next to the really respected man throwing the party, it showed everyone else that they were better, cooler, and much more important than the other guests. So their seat determined their status. And so in knowing this to be true in their culture, Jesus wanted to explain that he valued something different. So he'd shared this parable with the dinner guests around the table. And so Luke 14, verse 8 through 11, that's Luke chapter 14, verse 8 through 11, it says, "When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, 'Give this person your seat.' Then humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when your host comes, he will say to you, 'Friend, move up to a better place.' Then you will be honored in the presence of all the other guests. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted." And so I want to break down in a more practical way, or just an easier way for us to understand what Jesus is saying in this parable. And so I want you guys to imagine that you've been invited to the coolest, best party that's hosted by your favorite celebrity. And so when it's time for everyone to choose their seat around the dinner table, you have two options, right? You can go to the best, most honored seat next to your favorite celebrity, or the least important seat at the end of the table, farthest away from your favorite celebrity. And if you choose the best seat, what you are basically saying to everyone else is that I deserve this seat because I'm better than you. I deserve this seat because, or I deserve to stand by my favorite celebrity because I'm better than you guys. But when you do that, you run the risk of being embarrassed because ultimately you might be asked to move. And the reason because of this is because there might be someone more deserving of that position. I don't know if your parents have told you, or there's always someone that's better than you, that's something, and so there might be someone better than you at that position. But if you choose the second seat, the second option, which is the least important position at the table, the one farthest away from the guest or the host of the party or your favorite celebrity, you'll eventually be honored by the guests, the hosts, and all the people around. And the reason is because you've shown humility. And humility means that you see and you put others before yourself. A humble attitude will motivate humble actions. Having humility in your heart will change the way that you treat and respond to others. And so why was Jesus teaching about humility? And it's because it's the way his kingdom works. Jesus himself showed that. When he was on earth, he was perfect. He was the best, literally the best person that's ever walked on planet Earth. Yet, did he walk around proclaiming that to everyone? Or did he take the top spot everywhere he went? No. Jesus spent his time serving others, loving others, and treating others as though they were better than him. In many ways, it was like Jesus chose to sit at the other end of the table, the farthest from the host or the favorite celebrity. And that's what he calls us to do in our own lives. So even if we are in fact right, or we do know better or best, we should follow Jesus' example and show humility. And so some of you might be asking, well, why is humility so important? And it's because it helps us see the value in other people. And it helps us to remind our hearts that the person that we are serving or the person that we're humbling ourselves to is loved by God and important to him. It helps us see people the way God sees people. And humility helps us it helps us live more like the citizens of God's kingdom that we are. And so putting others first changes us and our relationships for the better. And so Brooke, she's going to go ahead and talk about some practical ways we can put this into our lives when it comes to humility.
Yeah, this parable in the Bible just makes me daydream. It makes me dream of a world that everyone's humble. Like, that would be so amazing if we had a world like that. And so really, I just want to ask you a bunch of what if questions. What if everyone in this world was in a state of humility? What if they all stepped down and helped others? What if, right? What if we didn't focus on so much on being the captain of our sports team, and instead we focused on being a team player? What if we didn't focus on being the best person in the band, and instead we focused on just helping those around us? I think if we could have that mindset, not just us, but everyone around us, our world would change. Like, our neighborhoods wouldn't be so focused on, that person has long grass and they don't ever cut their grass. I mean, that's obviously just an example, but
That's our
instead, yeah, we do have long grass right now. But instead, we would be focusing on, hey, what if one day I went over there and mowed their lawn? They might be going through some struggles, right? In this time, instead of being like, I'm stuck in this house and I have the authority to go to school. I have this, like, you have that anger inside you because you're stuck in your house. What if instead we put ourselves in a humble spot and said, you know what? How can I be Jesus? How can I serve others right now? And so I want to encourage you guys, ask yourselves, what if we did this instead of this? And I think just even in our households, as we're stuck with our siblings and stuck with our parents, we can say, what if I didn't put off my chores and I just did them before my parents asked me? What if my annoying little sister or brother that keeps bugging me to play this game, what if I actually just took the time to go play that game with them? It doesn't have to be something big that we're fighting about and feel like we have to be right. It's just being in that humble state of, you know what? I will go do this for someone because that's what God calls us to do. We don't necessarily have to be the macho older sibling or younger sibling that is being pestered, but we don't have to be that macho one that just keeps going up and up on the table. We can sit back and say, you know what? I would like to be the servant today. And it doesn't have to be washing people's feet like Jesus did, although great way to show service. It can be something like playing a game. How hard is it to go play a game? That's not miserable. Maybe for some you think, but I just encourage you in that, kind of have that mindset. Before we get off today, I want two things. I want to remind you that putting others first, it changes us. It changes us as a person because we're no longer just stuck up. We're not that person that's like, I don't need to do that. I'm better than that. And it changes us, but then it also changes our relationships, the relationships within the walls of your home, and then the relationships outside of that. You can still be serving people, even though you're stuck in your homes. Serving doesn't have to be a physical activity. It could be picking up the phone and saying, how are you? Sending some encouragement through a text. That's also a way of service right now. And so one question before we get off here and join our Zoom meetings is what is one way that you see yourself as better than others? So this is going to humble you. You shouldn't be thinking of necessarily a big old positive thing right now, but how do you see yourself as better than others? All right, think about it. So think about it. We're going to jump into that question in our Zoom meetings. Don't make that scare you. Still join our meetings, but we'll be talking about it. So go ahead. If you do not have the ID, you can call us, text us, contact us, but we're going to jump onto Zoom now. Excited to see you all.
See you on Zoom.
Bye.